Oh, maybe it will. Maybe it will. Look at that. I think we're golden. A little bit of a lag. Let me beautiful. Sam Barra. I love it. Sam, can you hear me? Aaron, can you hear me? If you guys can hear me, let me know. I think it's going to be a little bit choppy because I'm on a freaking ship right now. But let me know if you guys can hear me. Good to have you on. Let me pull it up on my app really quick. Hold on one second. Give me just a quick moment here. Let's see. Beautiful. How's the lag, guys? Yemi, what's up? Sam, how's the lag? You guys can hear me? How's the when I'm talking, is it cutting in and out, or are we pretty good? I'm gonna pull it up here on my phone. Let me see if that helped at all. Okay, dope. Loud and clear. Amazing. I never would have guessed that we would be able to be loud and clear here. So, guys, what's going on? Where's everybody at right now? I have no idea. I am somewhere in the middle of the ocean. But where are you guys at? If you're on this call right now, let me know where you guys are tuning in from. I recognize some of you guys. I know Uzair. I recognize obviously Aaron, Sam, Yemi. Sam is in Canada. Guys, as you can tell, and this is actually perfect for what we're going to talk about today. Greg Goulet, I know who you are. Good morning, bro. It's been a while. Spoke to Mr. Porter, going to start over. I love it. Okay, great, Greg. I try to get a little bit more of the window here, get a little more light. But guys, I am in the middle of the ocean somewhere off the coast of, I think, somewhere near Florida. I don't know. And today we are going to talk about what it's actually like to live the laptop lifestyle, right? Which is ironic because that is exactly what I'm doing. I'm in the middle of the freaking ocean and the money continues to come in, right? Let's see, what is 2012 or 2022? 7 years ago, 8 years ago, when I was knocking door to door, I never could have imagined being able to make money while I was traveling. And here we are. So anyway, that's going to be the whole topic today. I put up a poll. I put up a post inside of YouTube and I asked if anybody had any questions. So we're going to be addressing those first once we get to questions. But in the meantime, I just want to see where everybody's at. So Greg, Atlanta, I knew that Greg was in Atlanta. What's up, Sam's in Canada. Uzair, I know you're overseas, if I'm not mistaken. Yemi, where are you based at? Aaron, I know you. I know where you're based at. Anybody else, guys? While I look, I'm going to pull up the post that we had on YouTube. And by the way, let me know if things start to cut out. I know it's not going to be a perfect stream here, but we're just going to make it work. I'm going to pull up the post that we had on YouTube. I'm going to see what kind of questions that we're working with so I can have them in the back of my mind as we're talking. So let me go over here. Oh, okay. Okay. We don't have any questions. So we're going to ask the questions at the end. Okay. All right. With that said, yeah, Aaron, Petersburg, Kurt Thomas, Cleveland, Ohio. Awesome. Okay. So guys, let me pull up my notes. I'm going to push record on my Zoom and we are going to do this thing. Give me one moment here. Okay. Ready. Beautiful. Okay, guys, welcome to the call. We're going to get in, we're going to get out, and we're going to get back to making money. As always, my name is Nick Wood. If this is your first time watching this live, welcome to the call. If you are watching this and it is the year of 2025, I hope at that point you have seen many millionaires come from my programs, from my mentorship. Anyway, my name's Nick Wood. I've been doing this since 2016. I know a thing or two about rank and rent. And on this channel and this show, we talk about all things digital real estate. And I like to just clarify, because when you hear the term digital real estate, it's 2023 right now. 5 years ago, if I would have said that, you would have thought about it completely differently. But now with NFTs, with crypto, the term digital real estate, people are like, are you talking about the metaverse? Are you talking about this? Talking about that? We are talking about the simple business model, guys. And I love that it's so simple, of choosing a niche, whether it's concrete, tree service, spray foam insulation, choosing a simple niche, picking a city that has certain metrics, right? We don't want to go into any city. We want to go into the right cities that have low competition, high volume. They're growing. There's plenty of business to go around. We want to find those diamonds in the rough, if you will. We're building those websites in those cities, ranking those websites, taking the leads and selling the leads to local business owners for a profit every single month. Okay. That is what you call rank and rent digital real estate. Now, what I do, what I teach, what my program and my whole philosophy is why wait for your website to rank when you could simply go and pre-sell your deals to local business owners and use their money to build out your assets. Okay, that's what I've been doing. That's how I was able to scale. So in 2020, for those that don't know, after trying all kinds of different things, after being frustrated, not knowing how to pick a city, I figured out, and I got very meticulous and very obsessed with figuring out, how can I pre-sell? How can I go to these business owners and sell them this deal? How can I go get their credit card on file before even building the website, before even spending money on the domain, and use their money to scale up and build my empire? So that is what we talk about when we say DRE, D-R-E, digital real estate. We are talking about building websites, ranking them, renting them out. But the way that I do it, and the way that I would highly, highly, highly recommend, especially if money isn't something you can just throw down the toilet, I would highly recommend you pre-sell your sites. You do what we do, and there's many, many, many reasons. One of them being, when you pre-sell, you don't have to use your own money. When you pre-sell, you get to test and see if the market is even good. When you pre-sell, you get to go and you get to scale much quicker because you don't have so much capital that you have to outlay. There's a million reasons why you should pre-sell, but if nothing else, it's going to allow you to scale, and it's going to allow you to scale using other people's money. Okay. Those of you that have any experience in physical real estate, we are doing the exact same thing, but we're doing it online. That is why we call the program that I have, it's called Digital Landlords. You are a landlord. If you're a landlord in the real world, in the physical world, you own houses, you own apartments, commercial buildings, you rent them out to tenants, you collect rents, and you are the one that gets paid passively, right? It's no different in the digital world. The only difference is it is on the internet, in the interwebs, right? So anyway, for those of you that don't know, or they're going to be watching this for the first time, that is who I am. That is what we talk about on this channel. And today we're going to be talking about the laptop lifestyle. It's this mythical thing that everyone talks about, everyone wants, but I think a lot of us are really like, is it actually possible? Is it something that you can actually achieve? Is it something you can actually do? Or is it something that you just hear about online, or you hear about on social media, right? And I'm going to share a post as we get started here. I want to share this post that I just barely saw inside of my free Facebook group. By the way, if you guys aren't inside the free Facebook group, you're crazy. There's so much value inside there. Anyone on this call right now, if you guys aren't inside this free Facebook group, by the way, I don't know what's going on over here. Just got out of bed a few minutes ago. Got some bed going on. Went to the gym. But guys, if you are not inside of the free Facebook group, I would highly recommend, and you can do so if you look at the banner at the top of this group. It's art-of-preselling.com. Click on it, go in. If you don't have a profile picture, you probably will not get accepted into the Facebook group, because we actually monitor that group. And by the way, right now we have like 450 or 480 pending requests, and we just don't let some people in. If you look spammy, if you look fishy, if you look like somebody that's going to come in and just be negative, we're not doing it. If you look fake, like a robot or whatever, we're just not going to accept you. So get a profile picture, look like a human. If you've created your Facebook account yesterday, that looks super suspicious. Send me a message and tell me why and convince me why you have a profile, but you need to get in that Facebook group. I'm going to share a post that somebody shared, somebody posted just the other day, and I took a screenshot because it was awesome. Give me 1 second here. I want to share this with you guys right here. Is this it? Well, hold on. This is such a good segue into exactly what we're going to talk about today. So hopefully I can hear some music picking up outside. Hopefully we can get through this call with as minimal music and noise outside as possible, but you guys have to hear this post. It was awesome. I know I took a screenshot, so give me just 1 moment here, guys. It is going to be worth the wait. Not that one. Let's see. Where is it at? I can't even remember what it was. Hold on 1 second. All right. Well, I might just have to remember it off the top of my head, but I do know. No, give me 1 second. I got to find this thing. It was so good. Nope. Okay. Let me go back in. I'm going to share this. Let me go back into to YouTube and make sure. Okay. Dope. Guys, how's my audio? How's is it still choppy? Are we doing okay? Let me ask you that before we dive into this. And I'm going to share the best of my recollection, what I remember from what that post said. I thought I took a screenshot of it. Apparently, I'm losing my mind. Maybe I just need to swipe through here. I don't know, dude. Come on. This is such a good post. You guys got to see this. Come on. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me swipe through these. I might still have it. Nope. 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 Gosh, dude. I know I took a picture of it. Maybe I deleted it on accident. Nope. Nope. Gosh, dang it. It was a post, not a message. All right. Well, I deleted it, and that is what it is. I'm going to share. Oh, there it is. Oh, I found it. Okay. How's the audio doing? Okay, great. Iman said apply to Facebook group, didn't get accepted. Iman, if your profile, here's what I would ask yourself. By the way, these are great questions I'm seeing so far. Sam said thoughts on the Mulder. And by the way, Aaron, you said a lot of the questions were asked. I will check on the Facebook post. Sarah asked about Mulder mediation. I'm going to get to that. And that's actually something I can cover in a video because I've actually tested that niche out. Iman says, apply to the Facebook group, did not get accepted. The question I would ask myself, how old's your profile? Do you have a profile picture? Do you have some suspicious spammy looking bullshit on your profile and you look like you aren't a real person? If that's the case, that's why you're not getting accepted. Shoot me a message on Facebook though, and we can get you accepted, just so you know. Kurt says he'd like to make a recommendation for Iman to get in your Facebook group. Okay, great. Kurt, that's good to know. I've seen your face a lot, so I guess there's some level of trust there, and I appreciate that. Okay, guys, let me read this post to you really quick as we get started, and we're going to dive right in. I'm going to pull up the questions from Facebook. That was a great recommendation by Aaron. Are you out? Okay, see ya. All right, here's what the post said, and we're going to dive right into what it's like to actually live the laptop lifestyle. Okay, so this was a guy in our group named Andrew, and he said this in his post. If you guys get in the Facebook group, you guys can look up, you could search Andrew, but he posted this. I don't know if you guys can see this. I'm going to try and move it until you can. Let me see if you guys can see this. Hopefully you can. And my screen's a little bit behind. Okay, yes. Okay, so here's what he said. He said, it's a picture of him on the beach, and that's on the one side. The other side is a picture, a notification of Combank. It says, you've been paid $1,000 into your account. And he says, can't make the shit up. Sitting at the beach, about to launch my ads for next site, listening to Nick Wood on YouTube, and I get sexy $1,000 notification. Happy Friday. Stuck an hour. Let me see. Can you guys still hear me? My internet's now. Let me know if you guys can still hear me real quick. Shit. Perfect. Can you guys still hear me, or this thing cut out? Oh, I think I'm back. You're good. It's cutting out. You can leave. You're good. Bye. Ah, shit. Aaron, how about now? I think it's back. We good? We good? Because I'm just getting into the good stuff. We're just getting started, guys. How about now? How we doing? I think it's better. Can everyone hear me? Okay, you're back. Let's go. Let's get into this before we break up again. Okay. Anyway, Andrew's post. Sitting on the beach, he's drinking whatever he's drinking. He gets a notification, $1,000. Okay. The question is this, and the reason I want to talk about this, what we're actually asking when we say, what's it actually like to live the laptop lifestyle? Really, the question is, how passive is this business model? How passive can it be? Is it actually passive, or is it just something that we call passive, but it's not passive, right? And I've done other stuff online. I've had the SEO stuff. I've had the website builds. I've had the SEO management. I've had, I tried to build a software company. I've done other things online, and most of those things are not that passive. We call them passive income, but they're not that passive. And those of you that have been in maybe drop shipping, or those of you that have been in FBA or some of these other things, know what it's like to have a business that you think is passive and really ends up not being. Hold on one moment. Gosh, damn it. This is really, okay, we're still good. All good. Video is breaking up. Audio is good. As long as the audio is good, guys, this is the best that we can ask for. You know what I'm saying? This is really the best that we can ask for, guys. This is part of the game, right? We're gonna have to have some downsides. Let me get back into this. Let me pull up my notes. So the question is, how passive really is this business model? And I'm gonna be very honest with you guys, and my experience having done these different things. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it and tell you it's way more passive than it is or less passive. But the question is really, how passive is it? Okay. So what I want to first share, and I was thinking about this call today, and I remember in 2016, for those that don't know, that's when I got into this business model. That's when I bought my first program. And I remember when I got on the call with the gentleman that sold me the program, he asked me, like, what is your end goal? What are you trying to do? What do you want to do long-term? And I told him, and one of the things that I said is, I was like, dude, I really love the idea of being able to make money from anywhere. Like, I couldn't imagine being able to make money on a cruise, being able to make money in Mexico, being able to make money traveling to Africa, being able to make money going to Disneyland, being able to make money while I golf. I just love the idea of not being held to an area, because prior to that, or at that time, I had to be in a specific area. I physically had to show up. I had to knock on doors and ask people to give me money every single day, right? That's what I had to do. That's how I made money. So this idea of being able to make money while I traveled was so crazy to me, but so sexy. I remember telling him, like, that is one of the biggest things that I'm attracted to by this business model. And I remember that was my initial intention. And here's what happened is I got in 2016. And as the story goes, I tried to start a software company. I got too cool, too smart for this business model, tried to start a software company, failed miserably. So fast forward to end of 2017, I had to jump back into the digital world, had to, by necessity. And I just started doing SEO because I needed to make money really quickly. So I started doing SEO, then I started doing websites, and I started doing social media management, and I started doing logos, and I started selling merchandise, and I started doing all these different things and trying to sell Go High Level. And fast forward to 2019, and now, yes, I can do my work remotely in theory, but if I don't have service the whole time, I'm just stressed about a client calling me saying something's wrong with our website. Something's wrong with, we're not ranking quick enough. I'm worried about being on a trip like this and getting a call and saying, hey, we're canceling. And then the whole rest of the trip going, man, I don't even know if I have the money. I probably shouldn't even be on this trip. Right. So I got sold on the idea of the laptop lifestyle, of having passive income, being able to do what I want, when I want, how I want, with who I want. And I made the mistake, and this is what I want to talk to you guys today about, of getting in and chasing that money, chasing the SEO gigs and the website deals and the social media management, chasing all of these things, and finding myself a couple of years later, yes, I could do work remotely, but if I were still in that position and I had SEO clients, guys, I would literally be working half, 3/4 of the day before I could even go out and do anything. That would literally be what my life was like. And if I weren't doing my program, if I didn't have this YouTube show, if I didn't have my other coaching calls that I do not miss, and I just had my clients like 2 years ago or a year ago, not a year ago, maybe a year and a half and 2 years ago, when I just had a digital real estate business, I would just take the entire week off. Now, it's a little bit different. That's why I'm on this call right now, because I want to make sure you guys see me showing up consistently. And I thought it was really fun that I'm literally on a cruise ship in the middle of nowhere. I'm going to pull up my maps. I'm in the middle of nowhere and we're doing this call, which is crazy in and of itself. But the point is, guys, that was my goal in 2016, is I couldn't even fathom. And some of you guys, I don't know, maybe Kurt, maybe Aaron, maybe Sam, I'm thinking of some of the names that I saw on the stream, maybe Yemi, maybe you guys are going to a full-time job right now. Can you imagine how different, this is the rhetorical question, how different would your life look right now for you, your family, maybe your spouse, maybe you're not married, maybe it's your parents, maybe it's your whatever. How different would your life be if you weren't bound by the location that you live in and you didn't have to work certain hours, but your money just continued to come in? And what's crazy is in 2016, that was the dream. And here we are, it's 2023. And I'm literally living out the dream that I had, which is making money. And it's not just making money from anywhere, because there's a lot of gigs you can do remotely, but making passive income. That is the key, guys, is passive income, where if I want to work today, I'm on this call because I want to be on this call. I'm on this call because I have my program and I want to make sure that this channel continues to get love and you guys continue to see me show up and I continue to put out free content that's good, that makes you guys want to come back. That's why I'm here. But make no mistake, I don't need to be on this call to pay my bills. I don't need this call. Right? This is by choice. And as soon as I get off this, I'm going to go up on the balcony and I'm going to take off my shirt, get a little tan because I need it, and enjoy the rest of the day. So it's just cool. As I was preparing for this, 2016, I was knocking doors. That's how I made my money, being a sales guy. And my dream was like, dude, what if I could make passive income and travel around the world and make money, and the money wouldn't change? That's the key, guys, is you can do a lot of things remotely. But the question is if you stopped working for a week or a month, would the money be the same that month as it was the month before, and the month before that, and the month before that? Okay. That's really the goal that you need to ask yourself. Okay. So let me check and make sure we're still good. I got so much I want to talk about, guys. Maybe Dubai. Okay, dope, guys. If I end up cutting out, just let me know. But looks like we're cranking. This is great. Okay, so guys, here's something I want to talk to you guys about, and I want to share is, for those of you that are new, for those of you that are just getting into this, for those of you, even if you've been in this, maybe you got into digital real estate, you ended up getting some SEO clients or some clients that are taking all your time. Here's what I would highly, highly recommend, okay, is number one thing you need to do is you need to figure out what exactly you want your life to look like, okay? How much money do you want to make? That is obviously one of the steps, right? How much money do I want to make? But you have to remember, this is something that I didn't do. When I set my goals back in 2016, and I said, I want to make money online. I want to get to 10,000. Everyone wants to get to that magical $10,000 a month. That's like step one, right? I want to get to $10,000 a month, and I want to be able to do it remotely. What I didn't do is what I'm going to tell you to do. Sarah, Aaron, all you guys that are on this call, okay? And that is, you need to be very specific with exactly not just how much you want to make, but what you want your life to look like. You need to set constraints. So let me give you an example. I want to make $10,000 per month by July 1st. And I want to be able to do it by working 20 hours a week, traveling if I so choose, okay? And I don't want to have to talk to my clients more than once a month, right? That's very, very, very specific. And then once you get that specific, now your brain starts to get creative. Now you start to realize, okay, if I want to do that, that's going to eliminate a lot of the options, right? You can't have an SEO business making $10,000 a month and expect to only talk to your clients once a month. And some of you guys are going to say, well, yeah, I do it. Let's see how long it lasts, guy. Let's see how long it lasts, ma'am. Okay. You get an SEO client. I don't care how good you're doing for them, how many results, how many leads, how many phone calls. I don't care if you can prove your rankings. That person's eventually going to cancel. And the reason why is because the business model is broken. You do not control anything. You are doing work for a paycheck. You are trading your time for dollars. Yes, you are your own boss, but you are no better than you were before, except for now. I guess you are a little bit better because you could do it from anywhere in the world and you could technically set your own hours. However, when the business owner calls, you better pick up the phone, right? You do not have control. So when you start to get specific and you start saying, hey, I want to make this much money by this date, I only want to work this many hours, I want to be able to travel, and I want this kind of a profit margin, and I don't want to have to check in with my clients except for maybe once a month. Now your brain starts to go, okay, what business models actually fit into that mold? And that's where you're going to really see the beauty of this rank and rent business model, because there is nothing else out there that's like that or like this. And obviously, I always talk about rent first, rank later. But for the sake of everyone being on the same page, we're just going to call this entire business model rank and rent. So my first recommendation, as we're talking about what it's actually like to living the laptop lifestyle, is get specific with what you want. Yes, obviously. How much money do you want to make? But more importantly, get specific with what that looks like. What constraints have to be in place? How many hours do you want to work? How many hours do you refuse to work, right? What's that line? And then also, like, how much control do you want to let your clients have? I'll tell you right now, is I remember a couple of years ago, being in Southern California, we were at SeaWorld. I was at SeaWorld. I had a client. I was making $8,000 to $10,000 a month. I was doing okay, right? But when you have 3 kids, a couple cars, a house, it's not that much money. And I remember we were watching one of these shows, and I get a call from one of my clients. It's an SEO client. This client's paying me $4,000 per month. It's a big SEO client, especially at that time. And I remember I looked at the call, and my stomach dropped. And I showed my wife, and she had no idea who this guy was. So she's like, what? And I was like, I got to go take this call. So first of all, now I'm not present. Walk out, take the call. And just as I had feared, my nightmare came to life, he calls and essentially says, hey, dude, I'm out. I'm done. Nothing that you guys did. It was, this is what they always say. It's nothing that you did. I just think we're going to move in a different direction, right? Always the same. Nothing. You guys didn't do anything. You guys did a good job. I think we're just going to move in a different direction. It's like, bro, why didn't you just try and put, that shit right inside a sandwich and put some peanut butter on the outside? I mean, just give it to me, man. Anyway, he cancels, ruins the entire trip. Get specific about what you want, how much money you want to make, but more importantly, set the constraints. What do you want your life to look like? Okay. You have to do this. Excuse me. Still got some great allergies going on. What do you want your life to look like on a day-to-day basis? What do you want to be able to do? How much control are you willing to give up? And if you are sick of the client having control, it's time to start looking at building assets. Okay. It's time to start looking at owning and controlling assets. And as I always say, just like Naval Ravikant said in his Twitter storm on how to get rich without being lucky, in order to get rich, you must own equity in a business. You must own assets. You will never, ever, ever get rich trading your time for dollars. The quicker, guys, I just shared this on my Facebook, on my actual wall. I think that's what it's called. So I did a post and I shared that tweet. The quicker you can understand that you will never, I don't care how much money you make. I don't care if you're doing oil in North Dakota and you make $50 an hour, $200 an hour, $500 an hour. I don't care if you're a surgeon watching this and you're tired of dealing with the bureaucracy of the hotel. You will never get rich until you make money without working, until you separate your time from your money. You will never get rich because you will never be able to have leverage. And if you don't have leverage, you cannot get rich. Okay. Give me a second. I got to turn on this air. It's hot as heck. Hang tight, guys. Stay with me. All right, I'm back. Sorry, I was getting a little bit hot in the old crib here. Okay, guys. Anyway, I just want to make sure this stream's still working. I'm going to go back to the comments for just a moment before we keep going. Greetings from New York, looking jacked AF. Hey, Nick, how are you? LOL. Okay, let's do it, guys. Let's freaking keep going. Okay, so here's what I want to talk about. How passive, yes, what's it like living the laptop lifestyle? I think everyone can kind of imagine what it's like, and it's actually possible. Number one thing I want to share with you guys is this actually is possible. And it's not possible because now I'm selling a program and all this different stuff. I've been living this lifestyle for years, since 2020. And man, it is an absolute game changer when you can come on a vacation and you can choose to work or you can choose not to work. And you don't have to pick up the phone if you don't want to, right? That's something that I never got to experience when I was doing SEO. I remember having an SEO company in 2019, $8,000 to $10,000 a month. But guess what? I'm in Africa and I'm stressing every time I go out for the day. On my way home, I'm just thinking, oh man, what kind of calls, what kind of emails? I'm scared to refresh my email. It's not a way to live. So the question when we're talking about the laptop lifestyle, because maybe you don't want to travel and that's okay. Maybe you just want to be able to stay home and you want to be able to like coach your kid. Or maybe you want to be able to just go and tinker around in the garage and build cars or make wood projects or go hiking. Like you don't have to want to like sit on a beach or be on a cruise ship or traveling the world. Maybe that's not your cup of tea. That's okay. The key is getting that freedom, having the ability to choose what you do, right? And maybe you're somebody like me where I don't have to work. If I wanted to take off the next year, I could take off the next year and I would be fine, right? Like I've set myself up, I've set my businesses up such that I would continue to get paid day in, day out. I got sales guys pumping, project managers. I love to work, right? Like it makes me feel good. It's like I love that feeling of working super hard on a Monday, getting all these things done, Zoom call, appointment, sales call, boom, 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 and that satisfaction. I love to work. So yes, I take a week here and a week there, and I come hang out with I'm actually here with my in-laws and my wife. Yes, I love doing this stuff, but like I choose to work. I love it. You'll never catch me at some point in my life and just months. That's not that attractive. I like to do it in spurts to kind of mix it up because it's been we've been hustling this January. But I like to work. So no matter what it is, the question is, how passive is this business model? So I'm going to tell you right now. Number one, let's all just agree. There is no business out there that is 100% passive. Okay. There just isn't. I don't care. And even as I said that, I'm like, well, maybe like if you put up a song, like maybe you create a song or you create some invention. I guess maybe if you had an invention, I saw this video online and this guy, the guy that goes up and asks people how they made money in the super nice cars. He asked this old guy how he makes money. And the guy's like, every time you swipe your credit card, I make 2 pennies or something like that. I think this is what it was. The guy's driving like this dope. I think it was a Bentley. Anyway, I guess maybe something like that could be passive, but at the same time, I would imagine there would be some level of like making sure that you're, I don't know, maybe that's passive. But as far as like a business that you actually run, like there are very, very, very few things that are fully passive. Even real estate, right? Even physical real estate. I have commercial properties. We have some residential property now we just bought, and some of it is fairly passive. Like I rarely deal with stuff, right? But we also have a property manager in place that makes it so it is not as active. But there's still stuff that comes up, right? Tenant moves out, tenant goes bankrupt and they need to move out. Tenant decides that they don't want to check their employees and the toilet floods and we have to go and change. So there's always stuff, or, there's a million things that could go wrong, and they do. So I just want to be clear, when we talk about something being passive, I think a better term is semi-passive, because fully passive would be autopilot. There's no involvement, no thinking, no nothing. It just comes in every month. And although I don't put a ton of work into my sites, and although I've gotten them to a point where I don't even really have to talk to my clients, it's still not 100% passive, because I still want to make sure that the set websites are running. I still want to make sure that they're ranking. I still want to make sure the client is happy. So let's just make sure we're on the same page. When I say passive, we're talking about semi-passive, as passive as you can get. Okay, so that's number one I want to talk about. But the question is, how passive is it? And I'm going to tell you that this business model can be very, very, very passive. And the only way that I can actually tell you how passive this is by telling you about a couple of the clients that I have. And I think I shared this on this call. I get this confused because I do a couple calls every week, but I have a client I could think of right now. He lives a couple miles from my house, like not even a couple. He lives less than a mile from my house. I could probably hit his house with a rock if I really wound up. Not really. It's probably a little bit further, but it's close. And I pulled it up on my phone. I think it was on this call because I think I remember doing this. I pulled it up on my phone. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to tell you the last time I communicated. Give me 1 second. I'm going to tell you right now. Last text that I sent to this guy, the last text that I sent to him was on July 12th of 2021. Text before that, July 6th, 2021. Okay. July 12th, 2021 at 1:17 in the afternoon. He didn't even respond anyway. It wasn't even a question. I just told him that there was a lead that came in. That is my last communication with my client. Now, this client isn't a monster client. This client pays me $500 a month, and I think it's $125 a week. But they have paid me, and he's been my client since January of 2019. So let's do a little bit of math here, okay? And let's just see how easy this is. So we've got 3 years running, right? So we got $125 times 4. I'm actually making, it's exactly 500 bucks a month times 36. I've made $18,000 from this client. And the last time I talked to him was July 21st. Was it 21st or 12th of 2020? I think it's 12th, July 12th of 2021. We are over 18 months that I've not talked to this client. Okay. Now, that's insane. That is an extreme example, but that is the reality. His leads come in. He does good work. He knows how to close. We have a good agreement in place. And as such, I literally have made $18,000 that has been passive income. You know what else is dope? Yes, I spend a tiny bit of money on ads. I think I spend like $3 a day. So I actually profit about 400 or so. Let's see, 30. Yeah, I profit about $400 per month. So my profit margin's 80% on that. So 80% of $18,000 times 0.8. So I've put in my pocket $14,400 over the last 3 years. I have put almost no work. I don't talk to him. We don't text. We don't do anything. I drop off a Christmas gift sometimes, and that's it. Okay. That is insane. Now, is that every client? No, that is not every client, but that is how passive it can be. If you get the right client, you get your website ranked, you get your GMB dialed, you get the leads flowing in, you set the expectations up properly, you can have insane margins, and you can have clients that are that freaking low maintenance. So that's kind of an extreme example. 1.5 years. I don't know what business you're in or don't, like, it doesn't matter. No one really that's on this stream or that's going to watch that is going to expect that you shouldn't have to like check in with your clients here and there. 18 months, that's an extreme example, but that is the reality. There is actually opportunities out there where you don't have to talk to your clients. So what I want to share with you is this. This is the key to this whole thing. Is once you do your initial deal, so in the way that I teach, the way that I recommend is you go and you pre-sell your website, right? You pre-sell the deal. Let's call it $1,000 a month. And I always recommend always to do a contract. 3 months, 6 months, you choose. You do that initial contract and you really deliver. You sell them, undersell it, and then you crush it for them. And what I found, this is the key, and this is what you guys need to write down, you guys need to remember, is if you can get that client to re-sign with you, okay? So let's say the 3 months are past and you can get them to sign into a 6-month or a year agreement. Once you sign that second agreement, this thing gets very, very passive. Okay. Like the chances of them canceling once they sign that second contract, this is from experience, not from data, not from talking to other people. This is my experience, right? Is once you over deliver for that initial contract, that 3 months, that 6 months, whatever, and you can get them to sign that contract, it becomes incredibly passive. The passivity of this business model gets insane, right? And the chances of them canceling go way down. So I want to tell you guys is it is so important that you, when you get that initial deal, that you deliver, you over deliver, you crush it for these clients during that initial period. Because if you do that, not only obviously are you going to be able to continue to build that business because you're not going to be losing clients as fast as you're gaining them, but you are going to be able to scale much quicker because you're going to have that client with you for a long time. Okay. So it's crucial. Number one is it's crucial that you deliver that first contract. It's so important, right? It's almost like, let's talk about it with like relationship. Like you meet somebody and you're talking, whatever, that's cool, right? That's when you're sending the leads. That's when you're whatever. And then you sign the deal. Maybe that means you're dating now, right? Cool. They agreed to date you. Just like the business owner, they agreed, hey, we're going to do a 6-month contract. It's not permanent. We agree to date you. Once you get them to sign that second contract, it's almost like you got married. And what that means is, yes, you could still get divorced. That happens, and it happens a lot. But the chances are they're going to stay with you, and they're going to stay with you for a long time, because it's much easier to just stay with somebody than it is to not, right? There's hoops, there's legality, all these different things. So it's so crucial you guys understand that just because you got that first deal, you're still in the dating phase, right? In my opinion, once you sign that second deal, that's when you're like, hey, we're married now. We're working together. You trust me. I trust you. I guess I trust you. You trust me. And let's go make a bunch of money together. And at that point, they know you're going to deliver. If there's a slow month, they're not going to be hitting you up. And the longer that they're with you, as long as the leads stay the same, as long as they stay consistent, you're going to find that they're going to be more understanding, more forgiving. So the key to this whole thing is that you get them to that second contract. And what that means is you have to undersell. If you guys are getting on these calls and you guys are promising some crazy amount of leads, guys, I don't even care. Some of you guys have websites that have been producing 30 leads a month for the past 3 years, and you just haven't been able to sell them. Don't tell the business owner that they're going to get 30 leads a month, even though you know they're going to get 30 leads a month. Get them to say yes at 20. Get them to say yes and have an expectation at 12 or at 15. And then that first, second, third month, you come out the gate and you smack them in the face with 30 leads. They're going to go, oh my gosh, this guy came to play ball. Okay. That's what you have to do. People don't understand how important it is to set the expectations with your client. I don't care how good you can deliver. You always set expectations. If you don't manage expectations, you don't set proper expectations and manage expectations, they will cancel. Okay. So instead of selling the crap out of it, because what you'll find is once you guys get good at this sales process, once you guys, especially those of you that are in my program that I see on the stream, if you guys are in my program and you start dialing in the sales process that I put in place, that I perfected, you are going to realize you can sell almost anybody. Like it's almost dangerous. And you almost have to go, yeah, I can get the money out of that guy or that lady, but I'm trying to build a big business here. I'm trying to build some big shit. And I can tell that person isn't going to be in business forever, or that person isn't serious, or that person can't close. Is it like, okay, do I take the money because I know I can close it? Or do I go to the next guy or the next lady because they're going to be a better fit long-term, and I'm trying to build big long-term shit? And so once you guys get this superpower dialed in, which is the sales process, now you have to realize, okay, and you start to get a little picky. Okay, should I work with this person? They said some stuff that's kind of red flags. Can they close? Have they been in business a while? Like it becomes more of who's the right fit more than can I sell everybody? Because trust me, guys, I went through that stage in 2020. It's like sell, deal. And then it's like 6 months in, it's like this guy, he's been getting twice as many leads as you promised, but he can't close anything. And he's blaming you, saying that the leads suck, when really it's not the leads, because he can't close. And now we got to go find somebody else, or we got to train him. It's like, is it really worth it? Right? So the key to the whole thing, number one, this can be extremely passive. Okay. It's never going to be 100% passive. Let's just call it what it is. It's never going to be 100% passive. This guy that I'm talking about, he could cancel tomorrow and I have to go and replace him. But guess what? I own the asset. And if he calls me and he says, hey, I'm out, I'll say, dude, you realize I'm going to go and sell those to your competitor, right? Like, I don't want to be a dick, but would you rather me sell them to your competitor, or would you rather us work something out? Maybe I need to bump up the ads. Maybe I need to lower the price. Maybe I need to do something different. But even if he calls me and says he wants to cancel, that doesn't mean he's going to cancel, right? That means I'm going to talk some sense into him. He could cancel and I could have to find a tenant. But guess what? When you own real estate, when you own a commercial property, like we have these office spaces. I had this guy last year, great tenant, paid for the year in full. And this recession, he's in construction, he's getting his ass kicked. And he went from doing 28 homes, I think what it was per month. And last 2 months ago, he did 2. Okay. I don't know what he does. I think he just does some finish work on the houses, but he went from doing 28 to 2, and he got really, really scared. And he said, hey, I'm dipping. We had to go and we had to find a new tenant, right? It's not going to be 100% passive. So get that out of your heads. First of all, it's not going to be 100% passive. And I'm okay with that, because if I can go from it being like very, very active, like SEO, and having to answer the calls and deal with the business owner and every day be on my phone, to checking in with the business owner once a month, I'm okay with that. Or once every 18 months, I'm definitely okay with that. So yes, it can be very, very, very passive. However, the key is getting the business owner to sign a second contract. Write that down. And the key to getting them to sign a second contract is getting them results and making sure you set the expectations. And here is the key to this entire thing is, I don't care how many leads you send them. I don't care how much you undersell it. Listen to this. I say this a lot, but it's so important. If the business owner or the client does not make money, they will cancel. If the business owner or the client does not make money, or they don't connect what you're doing to them making money, which is the problem with SEO a lot of times, is they don't see that, hey, you just got that phone call because of this long-term keyword, this long-tail keyword that I just ranked you for. They can't connect that because they think in their heads that it just magically came in. They can't connect those two, and therefore they think it's a waste of their money, or why am I paying this guy because he ranked me? It's my website. They will cancel. You have to. They have to make money, period. You want to keep a client for life? Grant Cardone says, make them money. Why am I on this call right now in the middle of freaking the ocean and it's beautiful outside and I should be out tanning? I'm going to in a second. Why am I on this call? Because I understand that if I can make you guys money, you will be with me for a long time. If you can take a nugget that I dropped today, and maybe it's just something, maybe I just inspire you and I just show you that this is possible, right? And it's enough to keep you coming back to this call. Eventually, it could be 6 years down the road, man. There's somebody watching right now that I know you want to do this. I'm getting a call from my sales guy right now. I know you want to do this. I know you want to jump into this business model, but you're too comfortable right now. You're in a spot where you're making $6,000, you're making $8,000, you're making $10,000, and you're too comfortable. You have just enough, right? You're paying the bills, but it's not enough to do what you really want to do. And but there will come a time, guy, there will come a time, lady, when I just saw this. We had an application come in for our program 2 days ago, maybe it was last night. And this individual, they said, hey, I've been making pretty good money and my daughter got sick and we had to go to the hospital. And I had to take the week off, obviously, but I didn't even get paid to take the week off because of the way that my employer works. He's like, I'm sick of it. It's bullshit that I have a sick daughter and I have to take time off. I'm not choosing to, I have to, because it's my daughter and I'm not getting paid. And he's like, I'm sick of it. I'm tired of it. And I'm ready to do something different. So my point is, some of you guys, you're too comfortable and you're never going to take that next step until you get more uncomfortable, until you get fired, until something changes, until, something in your life happens. One of my buddies, what happened for him is he was doing construction. He's doing construction, making decent money, and he got hit with a board. He got hit with a 2x4 and it damn near like paralyzed him. And he's like, he had to get into something where he wasn't using his body every day. Hopefully we pray to God that doesn't happen to any of us, but for some of you, you are going to need something dramatic to happen for you to get comfortable. The truth and reality is some aren't uncomfortable enough. You're just in that comfort. Comfort kills, man. Comfort freaking kills. But the point that I'm getting at with this entire thing is I'm gonna keep showing up. If I can, let's say you're one of the people, right? You're comfortable, but maybe I inspire you that this is possible. When that time comes and you're, somebody's sick or something happens or you get laid off at work or you realize that you have to have that experience of telling your kid, hey, I can't, or maybe it's your spouse or your mom, hey, I can't come and see you because I don't have money for a plane ticket, and it eats at you. You're going to remember this call, I'm hoping, and go, dude, who was that guy? Who was that guy with blonde hair that was screaming and he was in a cruise ship and I could kind of hear him, it was kind of cutting in and out. Oh yeah, that crazy guy, he called himself the king. Let me look him back up. And 6 years from now, you're going to hop on here and you're going to go, holy shit, this guy's still showing up. He's still showing up, and he's probably made way more money than he was making then, but he's still showing up. Guys, that's the game, man. Is I understand if I can make you guys money, you will eventually be my clients. And once you become my clients, if I can help you make more money, you will continue to be with me. You will be someone that's with me for life, because you will know that whatever it is that I'm selling is something that's going to make you money. Okay. So guys, the key to this whole thing is, number one, understanding, yes, the laptop lifestyle is more than possible. And it's amazing. This month, I wrote this down. Here's my January. Okay. I've been to Vegas in January. Is it still January, by the way? Yes, it is. January 30th. I've been to Vegas 4 times this month. Okay. 4 different times. 2 of them were for business. No, in fact, all of them were for business this time. This January, all of them were for business, but it's Vegas, man. Like how much business can you actually do, right? So I've been to Vegas 4 times. I've been to Los Angeles once. I've been to Disneyland, and now I'm on a cruise. That's how I started off the year. And the money continues to come in. Okay. It continues to come in. In fact, let me look real quick. Hang tight. Hang tight. See what we got here. I'm going to pull this up. Okay. So yesterday was a Sunday. I did no work. I got on the cruise ship. Well, I got in. I had to take a red eye because I had kids and we had to get the babysitter, which is my mom. Thanks, Mom. I know you're not watching this. Thank goodness, with the swearing. Mom got there. We left, red eye. Got into the ship at like 1, just chilled, man. It was a Sunday. I made $1,500 yesterday. Okay. I made $1,500 yesterday doing nothing. Today, I've only made $250 so far. But I expect that to be a couple $1,000 by the end of the day. Guys, it is a beautiful, amazing, incredible thing that we can make money from anywhere in the world. And if you guys, here's what's crazy. All of us have to work, right? I just had this epiphany, just barely. All of us have to work. Like, we just have to, unless your dad sold Amazon and he gives you a $5 million allowance every month. But good for you. The rest of us have to work, right? And if we're gonna work, this is the way my mind works. If we have to work, because that's just how life is, then why not do something that allows us to have the ultimate freedom? Which means if we're going to do that, we have to have something that's attached to the internet, right? Great. So that narrows it down, right? And if we're going to do something that has ultimate freedom, wouldn't we want something that's extremely passive, extremely semi-passive, so that we can have as much flexibility to go on a cruise to the Caribbean, go to Disneyland. I was in Disneyland 3 days ago, guys, or 4. I was in Disneyland on Thursday, whatever today is. Today's Monday. 4 days ago, I was in Disneyland, right? And it's not like anyone can go to Disneyland. It's not like that expensive. I'm just saying, like, the freedom, the flexibility, it feels so, I can't even tell you how freeing and peaceful it feels to just not give a shit who calls me. Like, if I get a missed call, I don't give a shit. I don't care. If you're calling to tell me you're canceling, it's like, why are you wasting my time, dude? You know I'm selling those to your competitor, right? Like, I'm literally going to call the competitor. I'm not even going to do it. I'm have one of my sales guys do it. Call the competitor and sell them. So do you still want to cancel, or do you want to work something out? Dog. It is such, more than anything, yes, the freedom's amazing. Yes, the laptop lifestyle is amazing. But the peace of mind and the confidence of like, I don't give a shit, man. I miss a phone call and you're calling to tell me, bro, why are you wasting my time, dude? You like, just so you know, I'm selling them to your competitor, right? Dude, that confidence, that freedom, that peace of mind, that money can't buy. That money can't buy. So to answer the question and to kind of wrap up, and I'm going to answer one or two questions really quick. How passive is this, or what it's actually like? It's amazing. Living this is everything and more than I thought it was. 6 years ago when I thought, what would it be like, man? And I asked you guys this at the beginning of this call. What would it be like to live a life where you didn't have to do it from a specific location, and you didn't have to do it at a specific time? And if you didn't want to work that day, you didn't have to work that day. What would that be like? And I remember in 2016 having that thought, and I'm here to tell you, it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. And there's times when I see that money coming in, like I just had a Stripe notification. I show my wife this all the time when these things come in. Look at this. All right. Yesterday at, let's see what time it was at. Let me pull this up. I'm going to search Stripe. I get these notifications, these emails. Let me see here. Okay. January 29th. Stripe, a payout of $9,400.75 is on the way to the bank account for blank, 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 blank. Funds are expected to arrive by Monday, January 30th, 2023. Like, unbelievable. 3 days before that, a payout of $711.81 is on the way. The day before that, a payout of $2,550.26 is on its way. Day before that, a payout of $7,232.43. Guys, it is freaking, I see these things and I'm sitting at dinner with my wife last night and I'm like, I've been getting these notifications for years and years and years, but I still pinch myself and go, dude, how are more people not doing this? Guys, if you're on this call, why are you not getting involved? Why are you not putting up property? Why are you guys not jumping into this business model and building assets and taking control of your life? You only have one life to live, and you're going to spend it doing like literally like letting somebody put you under their thumb and tell you when you can take a shit, tell you when you can go on vacation, tell you that, oh, you want to see your kid in the hospital? Cool, you're not getting paid. Come on, guys. Like, I shouldn't be the only one that gets to enjoy a life that I get to do what I want when I want. You can do the exact same thing. And 6 years ago, I didn't have this. 3 years ago, I didn't have this. I could do it from anywhere, but I was still literally a slave to my job. I was a slave to my clients. I had to pick up the phone when they called. I was in a broken business model. Yes, it had the internet, but it was a broken business model because I did not have assets. And because I didn't have assets, I didn't have control. And because I didn't have control, I was at the beck and call of my clients. Okay. So my friends, yes, it is amazing. It's everything I thought it was and more. I still pinch myself, like it's insane and I love it. I want it for all of you guys because it's incredible. Okay. Number two, and the second part of the question is like, how passive is this? It can be very passive. Once you get the websites, once you get the client sold, you get the websites ranked, and you set the expectations. The key to all of it is selling the client, underselling the client, over delivering, making sure they make money, and signing them into a second contract. That's the key. You sign them into a second contract, they're going to be with you for a long, long time. So for those of you that are in the first contract, you're like, man, this isn't super passive. It's not going to be. Get them results, make them money. And every time you sign that contract, because let's say you sign another 6-month contract, it's gonna that one's gonna be way more passive than the first one, and then you sign another one, that's gonna be even more passive. And the longer you're with them, as long as you're providing results and they're making money, it's a win-win, man, and everyone is happy. What question we got? Let me see what we got. I cannot believe this stream did this well. I know it wasn't perfect. Thank you guys. By the way, as I answer a few questions, thank you guys for being on the call. Thank you guys for being patient. By the way, this is kind of cool. This is, we booked this thing. We kind of got here. I'll try to like, see if you can see, this is like, it's kind of a cool little view. It's like the ship has, anyway, it's kind of a cool view. We booked this thing, 2.5 weeks ago. And what ended up happening is me and my wife were like, we wanted to do something nice for her and her parents, and her sister and her brother-in-law and my brother-in-law always help us out with the kids. So I was like, let's all go on a trip. So we booked a trip. There was like no options with the dates that we needed to do it. But anyway, so I'm on a ship. So thank you guys for being patient with me. It wasn't perfect, but you know what? We got the message across, and I love talking about this subject. Let's see what questions we have really quick. Sam, if you want a biz that's 100% passive, no work, you ain't a real entrepreneur. That's truer words have never been spoken. Okay. Desar says, going all in on this business model this year, went into some expensive cities and blew some capital, looking to close 2 flat fee clients by the end of February. Amazing. I love it. Okay. Sam says, Nick, thoughts on the mold remediation as my first niche target? That's a question I'm going to answer on a YouTube video because that's a really good question. I've been in this niche. I don't love it. I had a client. He's paying me $1,000 a month. We probably worked together 6 months. The hard thing with mold remediation, and maybe it was the client that I had, but mold remediation, again, is one of those really competitive niches. So you're going to find that you're going against like pretty savvy marketers. So it's hard to get inexpensive leads. The numbers are there if they can do it, but also the sales cycle is a little bit long because they go in, first of all, they got to do the appointment. A lot of these business owners, they like to charge a fee to go out and look at it, which kind of obviously decreases the close percentage. So there's that. It's highly lucrative, so it attracts a lot of competition. It is somewhat branded, but also it just, I don't know, it just was a weird niche. I didn't love it. That's just my honest thoughts. Like I was in it a couple of years ago and it wasn't good enough. I haven't gone back into it, if that says anything. So if it were you and it's your first one, if it's like your 5th, 6th, 7th, sure. First, definitely not. Okay. Top 3 underdog niches. I'll do a video on that because I would want to think about that rather than just spit out some random niches and everyone take it as fact. So that's a good question. Sam says, do certain niches work in certain countries? 100%. Like certain niches are going to work way better in some countries than others, right? Some countries, people like it's very referral based. Like for example, in Africa, no one in Africa is going to go and look up somebody that, at least in the part of Africa I'm familiar with, no one's going to type in concrete contractor near me. They're going to know somebody because it's just that way. They're going to ask their buddy who they know, and their buddy's going to ask their buddy. And that's just how it is. Now, as time goes on, that could change. But as of right now, that's how it is. I know in Australia, because we have a bunch of Australian students that are crushing it, there's certain niches that are the same niche, but there's these nuances within them. And because of the nuances, maybe there's a lot of government contracts or whatever, they don't work as well, or they work better. So yes, some niches work better and work well in some countries and some don't. Okay. What is too high of a CPC? And is it still okay? $5 or less is the golden rule. Can you do higher? Yes. Do you need to charge more money? Yes. Do I recommend it for your first project? No. Okay. $5 or less, stick to it. You don't need to trust me, but ask anyone in the Facebook group. It is the golden rule. If it's over $5 and you haven't done a couple deals, don't do it. Just don't do it. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Iman says, what kind of keyword volume is enough per keyword? So I've talked about this before. You need to, pick a tool, whatever the tool is, and you need to find out with tools, you're looking at ratios. So what you need to do is you find a website that's producing a certain amount of leads because you're ranking very highly for the main keywords, right? So let's say you have a concrete website that's getting 30 leads a month. Okay. And the concrete website's ranked for most of the organic terms, most of the stuff in the Google Maps, and you plug it into SEMrush. And on SEMrush, it says that the volume is only 10. Well, it's not 10 because you're getting 30 leads a month. You're not running ads. So you can safely assume that if it says 10, you could probably put a 3 on it, right? So you just have to, and then what you can do is you can go into the next city and go, okay, Nashville concrete, and Nashville concrete shows 50. So instead of 50, it's probably like 150, right? Because we're going to do a 3. They're going to do the same ratio. Tools are about ratios. They're not accurate. So the answer to your question is you need to find a city to find that benchmark of like what is good volume. And then you need to go off of that. Okay. How much time should we spend building the SEO back into the websites we pre-sell? I'm running. You should go and get to $5,000 to $10,000 pre-selling before you even think about SEO. I know that's not a popular thing to say. I know that's not what everyone says. But trust me. Well, don't trust me. I even hate saying that. And I know you guys know that. I make a lot more money than 99% of people in this space. And I don't know ass about SEO. I really do know about SEO, but like it's taken me 6 years to learn SEO. Compared to some of these guys, I don't know that. I'm not that good at SEO, but I make a lot of money because I focus on the sales and I focus on picking the right city and the right niche. The answer to your question, Desser, is you are way better off spending the time and developing the skill set of selling and of picking the right city and niche and having low competition than you are of getting super good at backlinks, super good at content, super good at XYZ. Because if you can just pick a good city and a niche, you don't have to be that good to win. Just think about it. Kurt says you can build your dream or help someone else build theirs. Take your pick. Amazing. Oskino says, what's going on, Nick? What's up? Said can't hear for some reason. I'm not really sure. Hopefully it's back. Mike says need more deltoid, Nick. I'm working on it. Don't worry. Okay. If there are no Google ads being run for a certain service niche, but it has a high demographic, low, we're trying out. It's worth it if you've gotten multiple deals. Josh, if you don't have a deal yet, I would stay away from it. I would focus on one that has more people running Google ads. Once you've done 5, 6, 7 deals, guys, you can sell to clients that aren't currently paying for ads. Of course, right? Like somebody does it. I've done it with multiple clients. But it's like, why make it harder than it needs to be? Why not just focus on people that are already spending money on Google ads and therefore are already sold? Now all you have to do is sell them on you and your business, your service, your leads. You don't have to sell them on the idea of paying for advertising. So if you don't have a couple of deals under your belt, don't do it. Go into one that already has people paying. That's just my recommendation. Beautiful. Guys, thank you for being on. I know we had some other questions that came in off of the post on Facebook, but I didn't even look at that one. Facebook's not even on my phone right now because I've been trying to spend a little bit of time and be more present, if that is a thing. I'm really working on it. It's very hard because I love business. I love making money. But I'll try to answer a lot of those questions with videos. By the way, if you're not subscribed to this channel, you don't have to. I don't give a shit. I'm not going to be one of those guys that says smash the like button or do any of that bullshit. If you want to subscribe, awesome. If you don't, then I don't care. However, we do drop a new video every single day of the week, every single week of the year, forever, and it's going to be the same. So if you're interested in Rank and Rent, please check this channel out. We do this show every single Monday at 10 a.m. or 10 a.m. MST. We also have a free coaching call, completely different topic, completely separate. We usually interview a current student of mine or somebody in the space already. That's a Wednesday, 4:30 p.m. MST inside the Facebook group. There's a free training. Last thing I'm going to plug really quick. We have a free training. If you go to rentsimplesites.com, rentsimplesites.com, I have a free training I put together, and that's going to kind of let you get your feet wet, let you figure out, maybe you just saw this call for the first time. You're like, do I even want to get into this business model? Go watch the free training. And obviously that's part of my funnel. So that the intention is going to that. You're going to be led down to eventually be into my program. But if you just wanted like check it out, go to rentsimplesites.com. Thank you guys for being on. I appreciate you. Thanks for putting up with the lagging internet. The laptop lifestyle is alive. It is well. It is real. If